Having my first child 8 years ago, I saw a gap in the market because I wanted to buy her a pair of shoes that I would keep for her first birthday, and I couldn't find anything that was worthy of being kept. There's lots of great shoes, but nothing I would want to keep. So I decided to use my skills and use an old technique that is no longer around in London for children's shoes. I mean, you can find it in women's and men's shoes, but not in children's shoes. So I begin by cutting the leathers, and we use really beautiful, soft, supple leathers that we source here in the UK, most of it from Northampton. So I cut that. Sometimes I'll cut it at home just to speed up the process, or I'll cut it here in the factory. And then it goes to lovely Effie, who does all the stitching and closing for me and makes sure it's all nice and secure, all the trims and so on, you know, making sure they're safe. Then it will go over to the laster, who will wrap it over the last. The most difficult part of the process is the lasting, because our most popular shoes are the patent shoes, and that's very hard to work with. So you know, I've got a very skilled laster who pulls it over and lets it rest, and that is the most difficult leather to work with when you're hand lasting. You know, first we have the lining and then the upper and all the bits inside that keep it firm but still soft. So he does that, and then we leave it overnight, and then I'll come back into the factory the next day where we pull them off the last and put the sock in so it's nice and soft for the baby's foot or child's foot, and yeah, and then I do the packaging at home. I put them in a beautiful wooden box so that the child can, or the mother can, remember to keep them, so that when the child's older they can remember how cute they once were. One of my little customers, Phoebe, her mother found me through, she saw my shoes at a school auction actually, and fell in love with them and had to have them. So I've been, you know, she's had I think 3 pairs of shoes so far. I mean, what makes it possible for me to run a small business is this amazing team in this factory. A few years ago there was a family in Greece who owned a factory, and that unfortunately due to the circumstances in Greece was shut down, and they've come here and they've brought their skills over, and they've been an amazing access to have, and they've really helped me take it to the next level in terms of developing even more interesting styles, and you know, and they have some knowledge on children's shoes that they've given to me, and it's been really valuable.